Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an update to the This Time Last Year Shopping My Stash series. And this is a series that I'm doing in collab with my friend Caena, and she is a little bit behind on her videos, but I decided to just film and post this anyways because I want to keep up with the months of the year. So basically in this project we do a thing where we shop our stash for the items that we bought this time last year. So I have been using, like for the past month, I have been using the items that I bought in May of 2019, and today I'm gonna give you my thoughts on them, and then I'm gonna show you the things that I bought in June of 2019, and those are the ones that I'm gonna be using in June. So yeah, I did buy a lot of stuff in May of last year, and I went on to like my history, like my purchase history, just because I wanted to know kind of what dates I bought the stuff, just because there were like 2 sales where I bought a lot of stuff, and I've been kind of holding out for those sales, hoping they will come this year as well. So I kind of looked up the dates. So one of the purchases that I made was actually on the 24th of May, and then the other one was on the 30th of May. So I did buy a lot of these items at the end of May, so I'm still kind of hoping or holding out for those sales again, because today is 24th and they still have not gone online, so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I have a ton of things here in front of me, and let's just start talking about them. So let's get the face stuff out of the way first, because we all know I like the eye stuff, or like I think those are the most interesting. But yeah, I have been using this Becca First Light priming filter kind of a lot this month, just because I used up a primer that I had in my 2020, which was kind of like a hydrating primer. So I've been using this kind of instead of that primer since I used that one up, and it's not like blowing me away. I did like the other one better. That was the Illamasqua Hydra Veil. That one was felt more like hydrating. This one is more like illuminating, I guess, but still very, like, I do get oily when I use this, like only. So yeah, it's not that it's not hydrating or like won't make you as oily, because I still feel like I get oily. But yeah, I've been using this a bit and I'm gonna keep using it. It's the right time for me to use it right now. So yeah, I will continue with that one. This one I actually haven't used. This is the Joy Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I might have used it once to use as like an eye base, and I think that worked fine. Like I did use also the Colourpop No Filter Concealer as an eye base, and I didn't like that at all. Like my eyeshadow faded and creased, and I just that was not a good time. And I used this, and I don't might have used it once, and if I did, I think it worked out like okay. So yeah, this is too light for me, so I'm gonna go back to that like in the winter when it's more the right shade for me. And then I have a ton of blushes. So I have this Joy, this is the Rose Gold Blush Duo, and we have the shades Marigold and also Rose Petal. And I actually didn't use this one because I've been using this like a ton in other projects. I did use this one though, and I will pop up a picture of that look because I really liked it. I think I used more items in that look, I can't remember. If there are other items, they will probably, the picture will probably pop up again. But I think it gave a really nice color to my cheeks, and I did some fall freckles, and I think that looked really cute with this kind of intense, kind of just really flushed kind of type of blush. So I did enjoy the time that I used that one. I also used this a lot. Sorry, it's very dirty. This is the Makeup Geek Flawlessly Ever After in Fair Lady. And in here, I think I used all of the shades in here, like in the beginning of the month. So we have a bronzer, or like, I think it's supposed to be like a contour shade, but I used it kind of like a bronzer. And then we have a highlighter and 2 blushes. I used both blushes. This one is more like a neutral blush, and I didn't like it as much as I liked the neutral blush from Mulac that I used in this project last month. But I still thought it looked pretty. And then of course I love this type of like shade, like this type of blush on myself, because it has a very warm, like it gives a very warm flushed like peachy look, and I think that goes well with like my warm toned hair, I guess. The only thing I don't like in this palette is the highlighter, so I wish the highlighter was lighter. It's actually kind of dark, which is weird in like a face palette for fair skin, and if that had been lighter, then this would have been like a completed like face palette for me, that I could have used like only this, like traveled with only this. But now I feel like I would have to bring another highlighter, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, and then I also got 3 other Makeup Geek blushes besides those 2. So I got these 3. I am wearing this one today. I feel like it gave a really pretty color. I'm kind of afraid of it sometimes, like looking into the pan, because it looks really intense. But I feel like it gave a really pretty, like I had to have a light pen, but it gave a really pretty kind of flush to the cheeks. I used this one as well once, and I was not super happy with the result. I don't know if I might like it more during the summer, but it has like a very cool tone pinky look. Which doesn't really, I feel like it doesn't suit my complexion as well as more like the more warm toned blushes. So yeah, I didn't like that one as much, and I can't remember if I actually used this one, but I have used it several times before, so that's okay. And then we have this one, which is another not super fun product. This is the ZOEVA Brow Spectrum palette, and in here we have 6 brow shades, and then we have 3 highlighting shades, of which 2 are shimmers and then 1 matte, and then we have like different tones of brow color. I have used all of these in my brows except for this one. I think I used this one the past month and it worked out fine as well. My favorite is this one currently for my own brows. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing another brow color that I also purchased during May of last year, so I will show you shortly. But yeah, I really do enjoy this one. I actually haven't used any of the highlighting shades in here yet, but I will do that at some point. I mean, like at the end of last year, I was really enjoying, or was it the beginning of this year? I was really enjoying using powder, so I would use this quite a bit, and then I kind of fell back in love with my brow pomade, so I've been using those a lot like recently. So I didn't use this as much as I probably would have if I had gotten this in like December or January, like in this project. But I still used it a few times and I still enjoy it. So the other brow product that I was talking about is this Makeup Revolution brow pomade in medium brown, and I did actually add a tiny bit of oil to it today, just because I've been preferring a more kind of liquidy consistency in my brow pomades recently. So I did that today and I have it in my brows today. It's a little bit darker or like more cool tone than the one that I'm using from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is in soft brown, and I think I prefer that color, but I really wanted to try a more like neutral toned or like almost cool toned brow color, so that is why I got this one from Makeup Revolution instead of getting like medium brown from Anastasia Beverly Hills, because that one is more expensive. So just to kind of try out the shade, and I mean I can make it work, and it's kind of fun to try. Okay, so now we only have eye stuff left, so where to start? Let's start with this one. This is an eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and this is in the shade Ice Queen. I did use this a few times kind of on my brow bone and as my inner corner highlight. I kept it out just like this on kind of my mirror stand, so I would use it sometimes, but I kind of forgot it was in this project, so I used it like more in a way that I would use it kind of naturally or like organically than just focus on it for this project. But I think that's good. Like I used it when I felt like I wanted to use it and when it kind of fit the look. So I did use that a few times. And then we have a few kind of pigments from Makeup Geek as well. First we have this pigment in Sugar Rush, which is kind of like a duochrome between like blue, green and a tiny bit of pink, I believe, or if it's mostly like blue and green. No, I think it has a tiny bit of like pink in it. It's a really pretty pigment. I did use it kind of on the center of my lid in like a two-tone look I did, which was really pretty. I think it's a super stunning pigment, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. And then I have 3 of these kind of sparklers. So first off we have Milky Way, which is more of like your traditional glitter, but super fine glitter. I used this in one look where I used a lot of yellow, and I was a little bit disappointed by the look of this in that look, because I used it kind of like a glitter liner and it didn't have like the effect that I wanted. So I think I need to use it in some other way, like all over the lid or something, to get more, I don't know, get it to show up more, or like get it to be more glittery, I guess. So I wasn't super happy about that. And then I also used this one, which is in the shade Solstice, and I actually can't remember which type of look I used it in now, but I think I used it in beginning of the month, so I will pop up a picture if I can find one. And then this one is in the shade Light Year, so this is more of like a golden kind of duochrome with a little bit of peach in it, and this one is super stunning as well. I used it as like an inner corner highlight, and I used it a bit on my center of my lid, I believe, and I just used it in several different looks where I really enjoyed it. So that is one of the ones actually that I use the most out of my sparklers. So my camera battery is blinking at me, and usually my other camera I could like go on for a bit, but this one will usually shut off pretty quickly, so I don't know if I should change it. Let's just go for a bit. So I also have these Cover FX shimmer veil, so I have the one in Gilded and I also have the one in Mercury, and I did use this one a tiny bit in the same look where I used the Light Year sparkler, and I used it kind of on the outer half to kind of give more dimension. And this one is a little bit thinner in consistency than this one. This is in the shade Gilded, as I said, and this one, so what I was about to say before the camera battery died was that this one is more pigmented, more opaque, so it's easier to use just all over the lid. I actually haven't used this one all over the lid, but like swatching it and use it on my outer corner as like a liner, I noticed it's not as pigmented, but I still really enjoy the formula of these two, and they won't like flake off like some other liquid eyeshadows do. So definitely one of my favorite kind of liquid eyeshadow formulas. Not many items left. I feel like when I have these many items, I feel like I always ramble on and the video is always super long, so I try to make it pretty like quick. So let's move on to these ones. These are the Revolution Pro Pigment pomades, and so this one is in Burgundy Red, and this one I used kind of like a liner. It was really pretty. I do really enjoy this one. This is very creamy, so it's very easy to use with just like a liner brush and you can just apply it. And then this one is the shade Lemon Yellow, and with this one I did a look where I used a lot of yellow that I showed you before, and with this one I kind of used the Inglot Duraline to kind of put into this, and then it became super liquidy, and I can use it. I could like easily do like shapes with it, so I did that to this one and I think it turned out really nicely. I also did it to this one, which is the one in Paper White. So this one I'm wearing today, kind of the dots on my eyelids, because I didn't really know, it's not like opaque enough to do a white liner, and I'm not very good with doing like geometric shapes, because my hand is not that steady, so I decided to just put some dots on just because I kind of wanted to use this one, and I think it turned out pretty fun, so it's okay. And then the last item is my favorite item. This is the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palette, and this is a 9-pan palette which looks like this. So you will see from the swatches it looks a little bit like not very cohesive when you look at it like this, but you'll probably see from the swatches that of course this row is kind of like the lime green row. But then in this one, it's really pretty. Like I can use it in a lot of like neutral looks, but it has kind of like it has almost like that neon shift to it. Like the glitter is almost like a neon shift or like a neon green shift, which is really pretty. I can still use it in a neutral look, but it kind of gives it that little bit of like extra oomph. And then this one also has like it's basically just a kind of duochrome green glitter, and then in this one you have like kind of like a teal glitter, so this one, I don't know, stands out a bit, but I do really use this one on top of a dark base to get that kind of turquoise to really pop, and then this one has more of like this one has green and also something warm kind of sparkles, and this one also has those kinds of warm sparkles in it. It's really pretty. And then this one I like as well. It's very intense kind of peachy eyeshadow, and then this one I actually used for the first time this past month, so I will include a picture of that look. It also has like a green shift to it, and in that look, just because it was pink, the green really stood out, so I didn't get a lot of the pink in this eyeshadow in that look, but I did get a lot of the green. So I think that was really fun and pretty. Sometimes with these eyeshadows you don't really know what you get when you apply them, but that's kind of part of the fun. It's really an experience to apply these. That was everything for the items that I used, as I said, the past month. So now let's go through the items that I bought in June of last year, which I will be using over the past month or over the next month. Ooh. Okay, so I have two eyeliners. This one is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL Eye Pencil in M80. So it's a really pretty, like, dusty purple, almost eggplant shade. And then I also have this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Lust, which is more of like an electric purple. And I bought both of these like secondhand or whatever. So I haven't used them a ton. I've used both of them a few times. But I'm really excited to play around with them more. And then because I really liked these kind of pigments that I bought in May, I actually bought all of the colors because they were on sale as well. So this is the one in Ocean Blue, which I have used a few times as like a base for a glitter liner, which I really enjoy that look. It's super pretty. And then I also have the one in Hot Pink, which I don't know if I've only swatched it or if I've used it, but it's really pretty as well. And then I have Classic Red, Royal Purple, and lastly we have Trendy Turquoise, which I've also used a few times. So yeah, those are the items that I will be using in June. Not as many, so we have 5 of these kind of pigments. And then we have 2 of these kind of eyeliners. So only like interesting stuff, which will be exciting to use. But yeah, not as much stuff. I didn't spend as much money in June on makeup as I did in May. But yeah, that was it for this update. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out Caena in my description box. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!